Welcome to another episode of Off the Leash, brought to you by the Racing Post in association with Premier Greyhound Racing. Episode 60 this week. Lots to get through on this week's show. We're going to look back at last week's £20,000 Premier Greyhound Racing Golden Jacket final. News from Dunstall Park, Wolverhampton Racecourse, and of course we'll give you best bets of the week. Tony, I've mentioned it there. Long time no see. We shared a car up to Wolverhampton on Monday night to the racecourse, which is something a bit different.
Yeah, no, it was nice hot day, a bit of a stop-start journey, but when we got there, it was impressive enough what we saw, Dave.
It was, yes. News of course, Greyhound Racing's newest track being built at Dunstall Park. We'll get onto all of that. You're, of course, here on the Racing Post YouTube channel. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Let's dive straight into it then, shall we? Last week, another sensational display from Monge's Wild, the TV Trophy champion, lined up long odds on for the £20,000 Premier Greyhound Racing Golden Jacket final. Good draw on the inside. He bided his time and he powered through to score in the red jacket here. Another track record topples as well, Tony. Monge's Wild in the red, Bombay Nutty in 6, Radical Scobie in 4. Devastating is one way to describe this. Sensational is another.
Yeah, we're running out of words to say about Monge's Wild. He's just a fantastic dog that's come along and he's just going to be conquering all on what we've seen of him today. He's only had one defeat, which did come over this 684 metre distance at Monmore. But the beauty of this dog, he tends to just look after himself in the early stages. He doesn't get held up. He doesn't get badly crowded and badly bumped. And we know how strong he is. Once he picks up the pace in the second half, he just shifts through the gears and he's got another gear. He just covers the ground so delightfully when he's in full flight. And the further they go, the further he pulls clear. I thought Maxine Locke would be pleased with Radical Scobie, who showed a nice bit of early pace to take them along for the majority of the journey. But once Monge's Wild was on the premises with a clear run, he showed how good he really is.
Yeah, big engine, and of course he tracks smartly. He's happy to go inside, outside, which, you know, is such a key attribute for a dog that has to come from off the pace more often than not.
Yeah, I mean, I was asked a couple of questions by people. He would cope dropping down to 4 bends. I'm not so sure that would suit him, but I think going upwards in distance will, because obviously he won the TV trophy. But yeah, I don't think Connections have been messing around with him as like a potential Derby candidate or any 4-bend competitions. But you never know. But if it ain't broke, you don't need to fix it. I'd keep him exactly where he wants to be. Nice, stiff 6 bends and upwards.
Yeah, a joy to watch. And without a doubt, you know, the leading light in greyhound racing at the moment in the sport. All eyes on the Derby, of course, at Toaster at the moment. But Monge's Wild has now won 2 big competitions. He's going to be very hard to beat in the Durando Derby final night at Toaster. And then beyond that, mooted is the £20,000 Premier Greyhound Racing Regency down at Hove, which starts in July. And he'd be a handful for that. If you can win over the 684 at Monmore, I think you'll be all right over the 695 at Hove.
Oh, without a shadow of that. Whatever event he contests, he's going to be anti-post favourite for. I don't care who's in it. He's going to be an anti-post favourite. I mean, the beauty of the dog as well, not only has he got the skills and talent, he's a bit of a looker, Dave. He's a white and fawn dog. Like, so he's not just like the normal pure black dog. So he's got that about him as well, which is another attraction for those looking outside into the sport. It's like he's a named dog and he's got that look about him. The Errol Flynn of the dog world we've got.
Right, let's now look forward, not to this week's action, but we're going to look forward to mid-August when trials start, September when racing starts, and of course the £20,000 Premier Greyhound Racing Oaks will be taking place this year at Dunstall Park, Wolverhampton Racecourse, inside the horse racecourse. We were there. We were welcomed. We were among 150 stakeholders in the sport, media, everyone welcome. Presentations, talks, details, plans, all exciting stuff on Monday night at Wolverhampton Racecourse, Tony. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. We've had a lot of track closures of late. Any track opening is a blessing and is welcomed in the sport. We had a tour of the facilities, the kennels, the kennel area looked very impressive, spacious, detailed, attention to detail, and that's what you, from a blank canvas, like if you're building from a blank canvas, you should be getting it right. I mean, obviously the last track that was built from a blank canvas, I think you know my views on it. I mean, I think if you get it wrong from a blank canvas, you've only got yourself to look at. It's not like you're asking to turn a Crayford into a Derby venue. You should be able to leave no stone unturned. And that I got the impression that's exactly what they was doing from facilities to the track.
Yeah, it was, as we walked round, it was very evident from the start that no stone had left unturned. There was certainly no corners being cut. Just a really exciting project. 116 kennels on site. Listen, you've kennelled in dogs. Your dad was a very successful trainer in a previous time. What did you make of the kennel facilities? You know, I thought, you know, I think there's going to be the first ever, to my knowledge, X-ray room as well. Even the veterinary facility is incredible. Yeah,
everything was on hand. I even like they had an example of what the potential front, the grill cage front would look like laser cut, everything like what's going to cater for all, and it looked widthy. So like sometimes when you're in kennel in areas and you've got 20 to 30, it's like you're sort of playing dodgems, you're trying to move out each other's way, but it looked nice layout. It was a lovely layout, and like the X-ray, the vet area looked just fantastic. They had certain rooms for isolating dogs if they needed to be, cooling areas, X-ray facilities, like the lot. Obviously, I think there was a few trainers that might have been going on certain, like obviously the kennels are above, so you have to lift dogs up. In an ideal world, you wouldn't have to do that, but even then, I felt the layout to achieve that objective was good. It wasn't like it was too high where it'd be awkward to lift a certain dog to get them in the kennels. Yeah, I think they've done a remarkable job.
Right, okay, and the team behind the project and the presentation on Monday night, you'll be able to see the track in the background here as well. Mark Spencer from left to right, a managing director of ARC's Racing Division. Chris Black, who people will know as the general manager at Perry Barr, who's of course heading up the transition across to Wolves. David Evans, who's the regional general manager. Of course, if you're in the game, you'll know David from his time at Nottingham. And David Iderson, the executive director at Wolverhampton Racecourse. And from the pitch, you can see an outline of the track, or certainly the first bend in the background. Some of the facilities there, I mean, I didn't realise, I've never been there before, that there's a hotel on site as well. So people travelling from afar, if maybe coming from Ireland, it's ticking all the boxes.
Yeah, and even the railway links, I think you could come from very, very far and get there, which is vital and sort of drops you on the doorstep. That's what you want. I mean, what I found interesting, they had an overlay of the circumference of the track, and they had obviously the tracks that we've got at the moment, Hove, your Sheffields, your Perry Bars. Until it's built and you can actually see it, then you will always get a bigger gauge. Until the dogs have started running around the venue, you're never going to be able to guesstimate how the track's going to run. Is it going to suit railers, wides? Is it going to be level playing field? But to my eye, it looks like it's going to be a decent venue. We need a standard 4 bends. We don't need another 400 metre Romford, 415 metres, like distances at other tracks. You want a nice gallop, a nice test of a dog that can lead off the front and win, a dog that can come from off the pace and win. Yeah, right. So distances, very similar to Perry Barr, obviously with the operation transferring to Perry Barr, from Perry Barr to Wolverhampton. 270 the sprint. The standard trip will be 480 metres, 6 bends. I think there's a 660 and a 710. So all very similar to Perry Barr. Racing will happen Monday mornings, Wednesday evenings, Thursday afternoons and Friday evenings, which is where I think the Oaks is going to be taking place. The good stuff will happen on Friday nights. Beyond, of course, this year and into 2026, the BHA will issue fixtures to Wolverhampton, and there are plans somewhere down the line that you'll be able to go there, watch a little bit of horse racing
and then watch a bit of dog racing maybe on the same day, just as they do in Dundalk in Ireland. So really, really exciting stuff. Trials mid-August. I think racing will commence in September and the Oaks in October. So as Tony said, in an era in which we see bad news and tracks closing, a bright shining light in the Midlands there, Wolverhampton Racecourse, Dunstall Park, opens ground racing this year. So very much looking forward to that. Good luck to all involved there. Right, let's get to it then. Best bets of the week. I've got the honour, but as ever, it's getting boring now. I'm a gentleman. I'll let you go first. Tony, where are we off to?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Newcastle on Thursday. They've got a few opens running alongside the British Bred Maiden Derby, but I like a local now. Nocra. I apologise if I pronounced that wrong, but one thing that he does do, he's holding his form really well. He set the standard in the heats last time out. This is a lot tougher assignment, but the beauty of this fellow, he can lead from the front or come from just off the pace. So all is not lost if he is headed in them opening stride. So I think his all-round speed, John Flaherty's charge, 8:36, the Arena Racing Company standard final goes to track 3, now at Crow.
Right, I'm going to go on Thursday as well. I'm going to go with the Brighton Bell winner, Runaway Duel for Paul Donovan, out of Central Park. Drawn in trap 5 in a 500-metre contest, the 7:19 at Hove. Slow starter inside, the very wide running Carrot Cantona out wide in trap 6. The coast is clear for Runaway Duel to live up to her name and cut loose and run away from rivals. So I'll go with her to make all the running there. Two good things on Thursday night from myself and Tony. Remember, you have to watch all the action live on the Premier Ground Racing service, behind the red button on Sky Sports Racing, and of course on the PGR website, as well as all the bookmakers' streaming services. That's it, short and sweet, Tony. We look back on the Golden Jacket. We're looking ahead to the racing this week. We've given you our best bets, and of course we're looking forward to the new track at Dunstall Park. No show next week, and then we'll be back to preview the upcoming £12,500 ARC Kent Silver Salver. The action's going to be fast and furious at Central Park when we're back. The sprinters will be in town down at Central Park. Tony, as ever, it's been a pleasure. We thank you for watching as well. Do remember to gamble responsibly, enjoy your greyhound racing, and we'll see you next time.